What's happening, family? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with my people. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Justin James, hashtag JBT. Mike Masick. Just do boxing. Showtime, the guy, pass. Salute and welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the Box Historian. This is the Friday afternoon edition. How's everybody doing this Friday afternoon? Everything good? This is profile day. That man on the screen is the great Ricardo Lopez. Doesn't get the credit he deserves because he fought down at 105 minimum weight. A lot of people don't even know about those weight classes way down there. But he was a bad man, and we're going to talk about him today. Ruled the 90s down there. Never lost. Amateur or professional. The man truly doesn't know what it means to lose, okay? Never lost. Had one draw. Some people look at that as a blemish. I don't, But we're going to get into it. Ricardo Lopez ruled an entire decade. Now, Joe Louis is the only man that was champion for an entire decade. But Ricardo only missed by a few months because he vacated 105 in 98. And then in 99, went up and became champion at 108. So he missed by a few months only because he vacated the belt. But he did rule the 90s down there. Only reason he vacated to go to 108 and challenge himself because there was no challenge at 105. And guess what? When he got to 108, there was no challenge there either. But we're going to talk about Ricardo today. Let everybody welcome aboard. Because, if it's a weekday at 2 o'clock, it's the box story. That's me. Here I am. We got boxing tomorrow. We're going to run over that briefly. About 2:30 when I get started. Richardson Hitchens headlining tomorrow at 1:40. No titles at stake. No major ones. It might be a secondary one. I don't know. But none of the big four. Yeah. Richardson says he's working his way toward a title shot. And he very well may be. Good young boxer. I believe he's 17 though. Yeah. So we'll get to see him tomorrow. We got a women's championship card. Women's championship fight on the card. We're going to talk about all of that. The entire card. Briefly. Because today is all about Ricardo Lopez. Okay? Bad man. Never beaten. Professionally or in the amateur. Man doesn't know what it means to lose. He never lost a fight in his life. Okay? It's Ricardo Lopez. Because today is Friday. Profile day. Is everybody okay today? Right up on another weekend. Thank you. it's not going to be as fun as it was last weekend when we had Pro Box. We had we had 2 Friday cards, as a matter of fact, and Saturday. But we got Devin and Ryan coming up in less than about 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Remember when everybody thought we wasn't going to make it because Ryan was acting a little weird. But hey, we still haven't made it yet, but I think we will. Ryan will be okay. Wouldn't it be something if he went in there and surprised everybody and won? I don't think so. But he might. It's boxing. So you never know. Of course, we got Pro Box again next week. Aunt McQueen in the building. Salute to Aunt McQueen from Casual's Corner. Breaking down fights like nobody I know can break them down. You haven't watched a fight until you watch one after Casual's Corner. I know I hadn't. It was like after watching that Casual's Corner breakdown, I was watching my first fight. After that, all the stuff I seen going on in there, and why they doing everything they were doing, you know. Is everybody okay? Ricardo Lopez coming up. We're gonna touch on the cards this weekend. It was a good hangout this morning. The Voice delivered a knockout punch in there. The guy just kept on with the Canelo stuff, and The Voice tried to go easy on him, but I was like, watch out, it's coming. And he got knocked out. I think he left out of the chat. I mean, he left off the panel anyway. After that knockout punch, I didn't hear anything else from it. You know, I'll tell you, they'll learn about that JBT. Like I said, if they don't know, they will know. Mike Rim in the building. What's up, Mike Rim? Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Box Story. You see him on the green there, Ricardo Lopez. 51-0 with 1 draw. There was one guy. Let's see, Ricardo either got a unanimous decision or stopped everybody, but it was one guy, the same guy that gave him the draw, actually got the nod from one of the judges in a fight, and he had a split decision with Ricardo. Ricardo Alvarez. Yeah, and the draw was actually the fight was stopped early because they had a clash of heads, and the referee stopped it in the 7th round. But it went to the cards, but I guess it was still a draw, you know, because after 4 rounds, they go to the cards, right? But it still ended up in a draw. But they rematched right away, and that's when they had the split decision. We said no Alvarez. I think that's the fight Aunt McQueen broke down, the one I suggested and then missed the breakdown. Yeah. E-Class. Salute, E-Class. How are you? I appreciate you, E-Class. Welcome aboard. Cast Sports, the Box Story. Yeah. We're taking a break from our decade shows today. We're going to pick them back up Monday, though, because Friday is always the profile, you know. So, Monday, we'll go back to the 60s. You know what happened then. Muhammad Ali came on the scene. Got his gold medal in 60 over there in Rome. Then he upset the big bad Sonny Liston. And remember that Olympic run the United States had in the 60s? Muhammad Ali got the gold in 60. Joe Frazier got it in 64. And Big George Foreman got it in 68. What a run that was. And they all 3 went on to become world champions. That was the trilogy. But yeah, Monday, it's going to be a history of the 60s. Don't miss that. And we finish up next week. 60, 70, 80, 90. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Work out perfectly. But I got a fire profile for you next Friday, but I'll tell you at the end of this one. First things first. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But salute the E-Class. I appreciate you, E-Class. I'm glad you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the show today. Yeah. This is I'm a part of the JBT network. Just boxing talk, that's all. Got some fire channels, and E-Class, all is welcome. You got something to contribute. We have meetings on Saturdays at 1 o'clock. As a matter of fact, tomorrow's Saturday, right? Yeah, we have a meeting tomorrow. So if anybody's not doing anything, 1 o'clock, stop by. You know, Jay Hardcore will have the link tomorrow. I'm sure he don't mind giving it to anyone who wants to attend the meeting. We still got positions to fill. Maybe somebody out there can fill one of those positions. We need a secretary. I know that sounds like a kind of female position, but that don't have to be. But that's open. A few others. I'm on the what am I on? The recruitment team. Yeah. We got the technological and analytical covered, man. We got that covered big time. We got Remo, Ant McQueen himself, and Jory Faints. So we are not even worried about that field. That's covered. Okay. Big time. And me and Jay Hard got recruitment. Me and Jay Hardcore. So yeah. Anyone not doing anything 1 o'clock tomorrow, stop by the meeting. You might have an idea we need. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, yeah, E-Class. I got a good one for you. The 60s, Monday. That's the big one. Muhammad came around, and that was leading into the golden age for the heavyweights in the 70s, you know? So yeah. A lot of stuff went on in the 60s. That's when the WBC came around. The NBA changed to the WBA, remember? Because boxing had become so international. So they changed from the National Boxing Association to the World Boxing Association. But that's Monday. I'll be told everybody the whole show today. We're going to start in about 5 minutes. I always give a few of my people more time to get in here. Ricardo Lopez, bad man, 51-0. With one draw. Also, had an O in the amateurs. The man never lost. You know? He doesn't know how it feels to see his opponent get their hand raised. He never experienced that. I mean, he might have lost sparring or something. I don't know. But as far as fights, amateur, professional, Ricardo Lopez never lost. He won 5 Golden Globes. That's like an equivalent of the Golden Gloves down in Mexico, you know. Won 5 of them. And he walked into the gym at 7 years old. And he saw this trainer wrapping another kid's gloves. And he demanded to fight the kid. And that was his first day in there. He just told the trainer, you gotta let me fight him. And the rest is history. He had the legendary manager, Cully Hernandez. But we're going to get into that in a couple of minutes. Let me stop before I tell the whole profile. Yeah. Yeah, Justin. I know. You've been in the first couple. Yeah. At 1 o'clock tomorrow. It's going down. We have fun in there, you know. Have fun. Take care of business. Just boxing talk, the JBT network. Group of people that just love to talk boxing, love to talk that boxing. Okay. And tonight is the Friday night hangout. That's not just boxing talk there. You don't know what might go on in there. Me and Boxing News tried to rob it one time, coming in with a mask on. He sure did. Yeah. So that's tonight, 8 o'clock. Jay Hardcore bends the block. I guess he's on the way around the block now. He'll be back around it by 8. and we'll be in the hangout. But right now, it's Cash Sports, the box story. Let's take a look at this card right quick tomorrow. Oh man, I'm not even ready. Ooh, let's take a look at this card tomorrow. Richardson Hitchens. I think it's Daniel Lemos is the guy's name, right? It's on the zone. Is that Eddie Hearns? I think that's Metro. Yeah. Got a women's championship fight on there. But it's headlined by Richardson Hitchens versus Gustavo Lebo. I thought his name was Daniel. You hate that you got your phone and he's showing an advertisement on it and everything. But my phone I'm paying for. I should get a cut out of that or something. Okay. Let's look at the fights right quick. Headliner is, like I said, Richardson Hitchens going up against Daniel Lemos. That's at junior welterweight 140. No belts at stake, at least no major belts. Okay. Now Hitchens, let's see something. I got something for you. Let me turn this down a notch first. But everybody okay this Friday afternoon? Everybody got a big weekend planned? Ready for the weekend? Well, you better get ready for it because it's here. Okay, Richardson Hitchens versus Gustavo Lemos. There you go. Now Hitchens is born in New York, turned pro in 2017, right? Now he failed to qualify for the U.S. Olympic team, so he turned pro. And he's 26-0 so far. 26 years old, 17-0, like I said before. And he last fought in September, won a decision over former IBF contender, Jose Cepeda. Okay. Now his opponent, Lemos. He turned pro in 2016. Calls himself El Electrico. Got a win over former featherweight champion Lee Selby in 2022. Stopped him. Okay. Then he last fought in December. He got another stoppage over Javier Jose Lavero. Okay. And the next fight we have Diego is back in action. Diego Pacheco. What did I say? Conchico. Diego Pacheco back in action tomorrow. This is super middleweight division. He's going up against Sean McCallman. Okay, no belts at stake. Now Diego is 20-0. 17 of them stoppages. Not a bad knockout rate. Okay. He's an 8-time national champion in the amateurs. Turned pro in 2018, 23 years old. Last fight was over Marcelo Caceres in November. We remember that one. Sean McCallman, his opponent. Sean turned pro. Sean is 15-0. So somebody's got to go in that one. Oh, yeah. Somebody's is going. But maybe not. Maybe it'll be a draw. There's Remo. Hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Hashtag JBT. I don't want no smoke, Remo. Okay. You had just said that you just tip old people and they fall over. So I just said some old people had that tool on them, man. But I don't want no smoke, though. Let's salute to Remo. Got another hashtag Let's Talk Fashion out there. I done watched it twice already. Okay. Okay. Now, Sean McCallman, like I said, somebody's got to go because they're both undefeated so far. Two good young fighters. Sean has 7 knockouts. And he's coming off a decision win over Christian Olivas in December. Olivas. You know how I'm with names. Okay. Then we got the women's fight. Let's see. championship fight for the vacant featherweight WBC, which became vacant when Amanda Serrano dropped it because the WBC wouldn't sanction women's 12 3-minute round fights. Mauricio and the WBC wouldn't get on board, so Amanda dropped it. So Sky Nicholson and Sarah Morford is going to battle for it tomorrow. Okay. Nicholson is 9-0. 2018 Commonwealth Games gold medalist from Australia. She won the Commonwealth featherweight title in 2022 and the interim WBC featherweight title in September 2023. Now she's going for the big one tomorrow. She's a very active fighter and one of Eddie Hearn's favorites. Okay, she last fought in November. She got a stoppage over Lucy Walhart. I remember that one. Yes, Sky, I like her. She's a rising young female fighter because she's going to go places in the sport, no doubt. And her opponent, Morford, 14-1, just one loss, turned pro in 2017. She's a former IBF featherweight champion, right? And she lost the belt to, guess who? Amanda in 2022, right? That's one of the ones that Amanda still has. So, you know, we can say I got one loss, but at least it's to Amanda, the former undisputed. Only reason she's not still undisputed because old Mauricio wouldn't give up the 12 3-minute round. So Amanda said, here, Mauricio, there's somebody else had this belt. And somebody else will have it after tomorrow. Either Sky Nicholson or Sarah Morford. I'm picking Sky, but Sarah will be a tough challenge for her. Okay? BN Boxing News. You start that channel yet, man? Back up. We waiting on you, BN Boxing News. BN Boxing News in the building, though. Salute. Try your channel. He said he's starting it back up. He'll fit right into this JBT lineup. Okay? Salute, BN Boxing News. Okay, yeah, Morford will be a tough test, but I think Sky will get past her. Morford's only loss is to Amanda Serrano. Her last fight was a decision win over Marcela Acuna in October. Then we got that's Sarah. Sorry, that was Sky. Sorry, I didn't bring Sarah up. That was Sky. That's Sarah. Okay. Now we got Galal Yafai versus Augustine Morrow. That's flyweight. Okay. Real quick. Yafai is 6-0. He won the gold medal in the last Olympics, 2020. I guess they had it in 22 because of the COVID or something, right? Yeah. But he won the gold medal. And he's a southpaw. And he's won half of his fights. Well, 4 of them. Well, not bad. He's won 4 out of 6 by knockout. His last fight was one of his decisions over Rocco Santamoro. That was in December. And his opponent, Mauro Gauto, Gauto, okay, 21-1. He turned pro in 2017, currently on a 4-fight win streak. His last fight was in January, so he's kind of busy there, over Ernesto Martinez. Okay. A couple more. Oh, this is not bad. This is not a bad card. Mark Castro on it. Okay. Mark Castro is fighting Abraham Montoya. This is super featherweight. Castro is 11-0. Now he's a 2-time gold medalist and a 16-time national champion. Great young fighter. Turned pro in 2020. 24 years old. He's won 8 of his 11 fights by knockout. His last fight was in November. He beat Gonzalo Fuenzaleda. Montoya, 22, lost 5, won 1. 22 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw. He's a veteran, turned pro in 2014. He once had the NABF, North American Boxing Federation Super Featherweight title. Is that still a thing? Wow. Now he's lost 2 out of his last 5 fights. I mean, he's lost 3 out of his last 5. Okay, and his last fight he ended a 3-fight losing streak. That was in July. Well, in July he ended a 3-fight losing streak, but his last fight was a disqualification win over Jesus Arevalo in October. I remember that one. Okay, and the next one is Paulie Medeiros versus Pedro Vicente. Lightweights. Medeiros was 5-0, turned pro in 2021. Last fight was a win over Julio Madeira in February. His opponent, 7-6-1. He's a veteran, turned pro in 2012. Won 4-1 in his last 6 fights. He hasn't won a fight since 2019. He lost his last fight to Facio Falcon in June. Finally, we have Steven Navarro versus Jose Lopez, super flyweights. No belts at stake. Navarro makes his pro debut. He's been an amateur since 2016. Lopez is 4-2, won 4, lost 2, 3 draws. That's a lot of draws for 9 fights. I mean, 3 of them. He turned pro in 2018. Now he has 2 losses, but he hasn't been beaten since 2021. Okay, but of those 3 draws, 2 of them was his last 2 fights. So, yeah, but good card tomorrow. Okay, let's look at Ricardo Lopez, the profile for today. Okay. Hope everybody's doing okay. It's time for another weekend is upon us. I'm not going to do much, just watch the fights tomorrow, me and Miss Cass. Yep. On the zone. Eddie Hearn, right? Yeah. Yeah, I know Scott Nicholson is an Eddie Hearn fighter, so yeah. Unc Dre Finest in the building. What's up, Unc Dre Finest? Thomas Hill in the building, hashtag JBT, the mayor of YouTube. And Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT, in the building. Good to see Unc Dre Finest. Lonnie Lee, Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. Welcome to another episode of Cass Sports, the Boxtorian. We're getting ready to talk about Ricardo Lopez. The man's never lost in his life, amateur or professional, okay? So he's used to getting his hand raised. Never seen his opponent get their hand raised, never. Okay, amateur or pro. That's incredible. Everybody loses in the amateurs, I thought. But not everybody. Not Ricardo. Okay. You ready? Okay. Ricardo, the life and career of Ricardo Lopez. That's what we're doing today. There he is. Okay. Excuse me for a minute. Let me get down here some. I don't have much of a profile today. He had so many fights squeezed in there. I didn't know where to start at, but I got a few. Now, Ricardo Lopez Nava. He was born July 25th, 1966. Okay. All right. I was reading. I appreciate you, Dre Finest. I will be soon. Very soon. He's a former Mexican professional boxer, competed from 1985 to 2001, right? 2-weight world champion. He had the WBC mini flyweight title from 1990 to 1998, almost the entire decade. We only missed a few months. He defended it against a record-breaking 21 opponents. He also had the WBA and WBO mini flyweight title between 1997 and 1998, and the IBF junior flyweight title from 1999 until his retirement in 2001. Because see what he did, he was champion from 90 to 98 at minimum weight, 105. I'm just going to say 105, 108 because there's so many different names for those weight classes down there. He was champion from 1990 to 98 at 105. So in 98, November 1998, he vacated that belt, moved up to junior flyweight where he became the champion in 1999. So he would have matched Joe Louis's record of being a champion for an entire decade, but he vacated and he missed it by just a few months, right? Vacated late 98, became a champion again in 1999. So he still ruled the 90s, okay? Just missed by a few months, okay? And then once he got that junior flyweight title, he held that from 1999 until he retired in 2001. He's one of just 15 world boxing champions to retire without a loss. Okay? He's the father of undefeated former boxer Ricardo Lopez. I don't know too much about him. Now, Ricardo's greatest claim to fame was his technical prowess and his impeccable boxing skills, coupled with his killer instinct. That was a combination that placed him, according to many boxing historians and box historian Cat Sports, also, as one of the best Mexican fighters of all time, right? Now, among the many great fighters he defeated during his illustrious career are Hideyuki Ohashi, Kayang Yang Lee, Simon Sojachiron, I don't think I'm doing too bad, Ala Villamore, Alex Sanchez, Will Grigsby, him, Zolani, Patello, and many others. Okay, many others. Lopez is widely known as the greatest strawweight in the division's history. Remember, because that division, it's not that old. I guess it's about 40 years old or so, in the 80s. He was born in Cuernavaca, Mexico. Now, he didn't achieve the level of popularity as other great Mexicans, such like Julio Cesar Chavez or Canelo, because he fought down there, at the minimum weight for the majority of his career, right? That's the division that a lot of people aren't even aware of, Yeah. But regardless, it was still impossible to ignore his skills, knockout power, ring intelligence, and undefeated record that he had during his great career. Now, he first fell in love with boxing by watching fights on TV with his father, right, on Saturday nights. He was 7 years old, the first time he walked into a boxing gym. And he stood there and watched a couple sparring sessions, right? Then he walked up to this trainer that was wrapping this other kid's hands. And he demanded that he fight this kid, right? First time in there. Watched a couple people spar. So this trainer wrapping this guy's hands and walked over there and demanded, said he want to fight this guy, right? And the rest is history. That was the first time he ever stepped into a boxing ring. The trainer let him spar the guy. Then from that day on, boxing became his passion. Now, his first big stage fight was at the 1981 Mexican Golden Gloves, like Golden Globes, just like the Golden Gloves. They call it the Golden Globes, okay? And he won the first of 5 Golden Globe titles at that time. And after that, he got the opportunity to be managed by legendary boxing manager Colo Hernandez. And Hernandez played a major role in the success of Lopez's interest into the professional ranks. And unlike many other all-time greats in the sport of boxing, Ricardo's career ended on a good note. And most importantly, his reputation still continues to this day. He's I think he's a commentator on Mexican television currently. I believe he's like 54 years old. Yeah. Yeah, he fought over here, Dre. I'm gonna get into that. Yeah, 2 times. He was supposed to fight Michael Carbajal, but something happened where they didn't fight. I'm gonna come to that. Yeah. Now, like I said, he won 5 Golden Globes altogether, 4 straight. Okay. From 1981 to 1984. And like I said, he turned pro, never lost in the amateurs. And he's known as one of the best amateur fighters to ever step in the ring. Ricardo Lopez. Let's take a look at his professional career. Okay. On January 18th, 1985, he made his professional debut at the age of 18. He got a 3rd round knockout over Rogelio Hernandez. He won 26 straight before he got his first title shot. He was 26-0 when he got his first title shot. That was for the WBC Mini Flyweight Championship. October 10th, 1990, went up against lineal Mini Flyweight champion Hideyuki Ohashi of Japan, and he stopped him. 5th round knockout. That was his first world title. 1991, he defeated Korean former champion Kyung Lee, who was 20-1 at the time and only lost once. Got a unanimous decision over him. 1992, he defended his title against Pretty Boy Lucas of the Philippines. Stopped him via unanimous decision. Rocky Lin of Taiwan. Stopped him, got TKO over him. And so, down there in those weight classes, you don't see too many Americans. Michael Carbajal is one of the few, that I can think of that ever competed that low. There was a couple of other ones, but mostly Asians, some Latin Americans, but mostly Asians, to be honest with you. And most of the fights, that's a good question, Drake, because not a lot of those fights are in the States. They usually fight, in the countries where they're from. Not that, like I said, he never got the popularity of a Julio Cesar Chavez or Canelo because of, the weight class he fought it. Down in the lower class. Yeah. Yeah. Now, then he went up in 1993. He got a stoppage over Kwang Soo-oh, who was an amateur stand-up. Then he got a stoppage over Samar Sojachiron of Thailand, future champion. Knocked him down once in the first round and twice in the second round. Then the referee stopped it. Okay. Later on in that same year, he knocked out former Filipino champion Manny Melchor. So I was gonna say Manny Pacquiao, right? No, not Manny Pacquiao. Manny is a common name down in the Philippines. Manuel, like James or something is over here. Yeah. He stopped Manny Melchor in the 11th round. Now, in his 10th title defense, defeated another future champion, Herman Guardia, who was 21-0 at the time. Got a unanimous decision over him. And all these guys he's beating are former future champions. They the top of, in those divisions. He's not fighting. He's fighting the top guys. Didn't duck anybody. Ricardo Lopez. For all the top guys. And beat them. 51-0. Either unanimous decision or knockouts. Only one guy ever won on one judge's card, and that was Vicente Alvarez. That's the same guy he had to draw against. We're going to come to that. Anybody else? Unanimous decision or he stopped it. Andy Tabernas of the Philippines stopped him in the last round. And then the Filipino boxer that founded the Ala Gym down there in the Philippines, Ala Villamor, pretty well-known boxer. stopped him. Okay. And he was 29-1 at the time. Knocked him out. Now, this was in 1997. It had been a plan in the works for him to fight Michael Carvajal, right? And that would have been a good matchup there. Probably one of the greatest matchups ever down there in that division. Ricardo Lopez against Michael Carvajal, but it didn't pan out. There's Michael Carvajal right there. Yeah. It was ended. It didn't happen because Carvajal lost his title. He got upset and lost his title. So they took some of the glow off the matchup. So it never happened. But that would have been, I probably would have watched that like 1,000 times by now. So instead, he fought Moncol Charlran, who was 20-1 at the time. Of course, he beat him. So that was all defending the WBC mini flyweight title. Okay. Now he's going to go for the WBO. Well, 105. They got straw weight, mini flyweight, minimum weight. So just 105. That's what it is. 105 division. Okay. So in his 20th fight, world title fight, he unified his WBC title by defeating WBO 105 champion Alex Sanchez, okay, of Puerto Rico. Stopped him in the 5th round. Another champion, okay? That was a unification fight. Stopped him in the 5th round. Now check this out. After he won the WBO title, he said he wanted to give it to his father, give his belt to his father, who was a boxing fan. Now he made this statement to Mexican newspaper people, right? Mexican newspaper people, they were interviewing him. Because he said he wanted to give his belt to his father, the WBO stripped him, took the belt from him. Ain't that crazy? Why couldn't he give it to his father? Was nobody gonna beat him? Right? Nobody ever beat him. I mean, somebody beat him, just take it back from his father and give it to him. But they actually stripped him for saying that. That was crazy. Yep. Took his title away just because he said he wanted to give his belt to his father. And then they had a match between Eric Jamili and Mickey Cantwell to fill a vacancy. And the WBO president, Francisco Valcarcel, said, yeah, he's still a WBO president too. It was enough for us. Him saying that. That's a public resignation. That's crazy. Lopez's agent, Dwight Manley, said Lopez should have at least had a hearing before the WBA took his title away. So he got no letter, no telephone call, no nothing. Okay. That was just crazy. The man said he wanted to give his belt to his father. They stripped him. Wow. It is crazy, ain't it, Dre? And I mean, it was going to be his belt. Nobody could beat him for it. So why couldn't he give it to his father? You want to take it? Find somebody to beat him. And on March 7th, 1998, he went up against the undefeated WBA 105 champion. Now, this is the guy that, had the draw and all that with Rosendo Alvarez, okay? Had to have a picture of Rosendo. Yeah. He was the WBA 105 champion. So they went to unify. And it ended up being a technical draw after referee Arthur McCante Sr., Arthur McCante, bad referee, stopped the fight following an accidental clash of heads in the 7th round. Ended up being a technical draw. That's the only blemish on his record, if you want to call it a blemish, because it's 0 losses, but 1 draw. So, back then, of course, they had a rematch. Nowadays, they would just walk away and leave it standing, but no, they had a rematch. And in the rematch, his opponent came in over the limit. Alvarez missed weight, okay? And he was stripped of the title. And due to him coming in overweight, the fight was in jeopardy. But however, Lopez chose to proceed with the fight because, you have a choice. You could just say, nah, he's over. I'm not going to take it. But, you know, you might as well go with the fight, because by the time of the fight, he's going to be at what weight he want to be at anyway. So why would you not fight? You only have to make weight at the weigh-in. By the next day, you can weigh whatever you want to weigh. You know, that's just how it is. So he decided to go on with the fight. And that was the one where he won by split decision. That's the only time he ever lost on the judge's card. Okay, just that one time. He won the fight, but the only time he ever lost a card. You know, he never lost the card. He just got unanimous decision or stoppages. This one guy, same guy had to draw, actually got one judge to vote for him, but Alvarez got two of them. So he got the split decision. And now he's 3-belt unified. Okay, he has everything except for the IBF. And then that was the fight. After that fight, he vacated and moved up to junior flyweight. That's the only time in the 90s he wasn't champion. I don't know exactly how long it was, but it was between 1998 and 1999. Okay. So now he's going for the IBF junior flyweight championship. Okay. Yeah, great. That's true. He was really just letting his father hold the belt while he had it. I don't know. I don't even understand why they stripped him. That's crazy. He shouldn't have. He just was telling the newspaper people that if he hadn't have said nothing to him, the WBO would have never known. No problem. He just let his father hold his belt for him, right? If somebody beat him, they would get the belt, right? That's, you know, that was crazy. Then his first fight at junior flyweight, he defeated the IBF champion, Will Grigsby. Okay. But that ain't Will Grigsby. Yeah, that definitely wasn't Will Grigsby there. He defeated Will Grigsby by unanimous decision, of course. He defended the belt against former champion, Thor Horripin. That was Thor there. Yeah, that's what that was. Yeah, defended it against him. And he knocked him out in the third round. Then on September 29th, 2001, he knocked out Zolani Patello in the 8th round, who had recently vacated his IBF 105 title. That was the only title that Lopez had not won before moving up. But the guy that had the IBF moved up and he beat him, okay? At the higher, at 108. Melanie Queen 27, salute. How are you today? Melanie Queen 27 in the building. Welcome to Cast Sports. We're talking about Ricardo Lopez. Not too much to go, but I got something else for you too. Always have a backup plan. But yeah, he never had the IBF belt at 105. Okay, but the guy that did have it, when they both moved to 108, he beat him. So, you know, the belt wasn't on the line because it was still at 105, but he did beat that guy. I don't know why they never fought at 105, but they just never did. So he officially announced his retirement from boxing at a press conference on November 27, 2002, down there in Mexico. Okay. Now, in retirement, he was just the third champion in history to retire undefeated, and the first to do so as both an amateur and professional fighter. Never lost in his life, amateur or professional, okay? Never. And man, truly don't know how it feels to lose, okay? Maybe he lost in sparring or something, I don't know. But he never lost in the ring. You say, was it red gloves, Dre? Could have been. It was something. Nobody could beat him. 51-0, one draw. Okay, so yeah, he was the only person to ever Only champion to never get beaten in amateurs or professionals. I thought everybody got beaten in amateurs because you're fighting often, different styles, traveling, you know, but he didn't. And he also shares with Joe Louis and Floyd Mayweather. That's how it company. Floyd Mayweather Jr. the record for most consecutive title fights without a loss. 26. Okay? And that guy gonna try to compare with Canelo doing what Floyd doing this morning. Canelo ain't been in no 26 title fights. Canelo ain't fighting no champions. He got all the belts locked up there holding them hostage. Yeah. But yeah, him, Floyd, and Joe Louis has the record for most consecutive title fights without a loss. 26. And the streak began when he knocked out Hideki Ohashi for the WBC mini flyweight title in 1990, his first title, all the way up to his last fight when he knocked out Zolani Patello in 2001. He only had that one draw, you know, came against Vicendo Alvarez in 1998, and that was because of a clash of heads. The referee stopped it in the 7th round. That wasn't even an entire fight, okay? Stopped it in the 7th round. That was his 48th fight. And he advanced it in the rematch. He beat him in the rematch with decision. Final record, 51 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 38 knockouts. He called himself El Electrico. El Electrico, that was his name. Yeah, must have been them red gloves, Dre. Yeah. Now, in his retirement, now he now works as a boxing broadcaster for the Mexican television network, MTN, Mexican Television Network. That's what Ricardo is doing these days. I believe he's 54 years old. No, born in 68. What is that? 56, right? 56, depending on when his birthday is. He was born July 25th, 1966. No, he's like 58, right? 56 to 24, yeah, 58. 57 because his birthday hadn't came yet. Okay. Yeah, 57 years young. Almost old as me. Wow. I remember Ricardo, though. He was a bad man down there. But like I said, he didn't get the recognition of other great Mexican fighters like Julio Cesar Chavez, Canelo Alvarez, because, you know, he fought down there. A lot of people haven't ever heard of 105, you know. Got to be a hardcore boxing fan, you know, to even know there's a division at 105. You know, to know there's grown men that weigh 105. I think my 7-year-old granddaughter weighed about 105. But jockeys, you know. But the honors for Ricardo. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame and the World Boxing Hall of Fame, both in 2007. I gave you the wrong nickname. It's not El Electrico, that was somebody else. His nickname is El Finito, okay? Ricardo El Finito Lopez was voted as the greatest strawweight and light flyweight champion ever by the Houston Boxing Hall of Fame in 2014. BoxRec rates him as the best 105 fighter of all time. The Houston Boxing Hall of Fame, that's a voting body composed entirely of current and former fighters. So that's high praise. This Houston Boxing Hall of Fame, they voted him the greatest strawweight and light flyweight champion. That's not no writers or anything like that. That's current and former boxers, okay? That's the highest honors you can get coming from them, you know, current and former boxers. Okay, so that's Ricardo Lopez. I gotta, you know, run kind of short today, so I gotta pull out my backup plan for you. Let me get that up for you. So how's everybody this Friday afternoon, heading for the weekend? Another weekend, real fast. Oh, the profile for next week will be the Motor City Cobra, Thomas the Hitman Hearns himself. Okay, next Friday. And don't forget, next week we finish up the decade shows, starting on Monday with the 60s. Okay? Monday with the 60s. Now, which one of these do I want to do? I want to talk about the colored. There's a belt called I'm on the wrong page. The colored championship belt. Oh, everybody ever heard of that? If I can find it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on now. Yeah, the world colored heavyweight championship. Let's talk about that for a minute. Okay. I want to hear about the world colored heavyweight championship. Bear with me for a second. Oh, here we go. All right. Everybody okay? We got Melanie Queen 27 in here today. Welcome, Queen, to another episode of Cast What's the Box Story. We're going to talk about the World Colored Heavyweight Championship. Ricardo ran a little short today. But don't forget, next Friday is the Hitman Thomas Hearns, okay? Now, what the World Colored Heavyweight Championship was, it was the title awarded to black boxers in the late 19th and early 20th century, late 1800s, early 1900s, right? And this was the only it was a heavyweight championship belt now. And this was the only recognized heavyweight championship available to black boxers prior to Jack Johnson winning the world heavyweight title in 1908, right? So before Jack Johnson, this was the only kind of championship black boxers could win, no matter how good they was, the white boxers wouldn't give them shots. That's just how it was at that time, So Jack Johnson's 1910 fight against Jim Jeffries was dubbed the fight of the century. Johnson defeated Jeffries, who was white. And that triggered dozens of race riots across the United States. Okay. So prior to that, they had their own separate championship. Now, after that, the title continued to exist all the way up to the reign of Joe Louis as universally recognized champion, okay? As the color bar against black heavyweights was enforced during and for a generation after Jack Johnson's reign as world champion, okay? So it didn't really, black boxers didn't really get recognized outside of the color championship until the Joe Louis era. Now, it wasn't sanctioned by any governing body, this colored heavyweight championship, but it was publicly recognized due to the color bar in pro boxing in the 19th and early 20th centuries. Now, when white champions drew the color line and would not defend the title against the black man in the heavyweight division, the color bar was adamantly defended by the Boston Strong Boy, bare knuckle boxing champion John Sullivan. He was the first modern heavyweight champion. Now get this, John L. Sullivan had fought black fighters before he got the title, but once he got the title, he refused to defend it against black fighters, okay? And then the white heavyweight champions that came after John L. Sullivan, such as James Corbett, James J. Jeffries, they followed the same pattern, okay? They wouldn't defend it against black fighters. Now, since white champions fought black fighters on the way up before they got the title, you know, their stance once they got the championship not defended against black fighters was undeniably due to racial prejudice, okay? Now, since black fighters were being denied a shot at the world title solely due to their race, the general public gave a lot of credit and recognition to the colored heavyweight title, right? They sure did. Now, like I was saying, even after Jack Johnson won the title in 1908, the color bar was still enforced. Yeah, it was still enforced. So, the colored heavyweight title remained the only prize for all other black boxers. Even though we had a black man was the heavyweight champion, he wasn't even defended against the other black fighters. Ain't that crazy? Now, yeah, Jack Johnson was the heavyweight champion, but he never, like I said, he never fought black opponents either. He wouldn't fight Joe Jeanette, Sam Langford, Harry Willis, any of those guys. Now, during the last year of Johnson's reign as world heavyweight champion, he said blacks were not given a shot at the title because the top promoter of the time, Tex Rickard, I told y'all about him. He believed that a fight between two black fighters would not draw at the gate. That's why they said Jack Johnson didn't fight black fighters. But what how do you know if you never tried it, right? Now, Jack Johnson fought Joe Jeanette, just like the white champions. He fought Joe Jeanette 7 times before he became champion, right? And he won 4 times and they had 3 draws, okay? Now, in their first fight in 1905, they fought to a draw. But the second fight in 1905, Jeanette beat him. Johnson was disqualified in the second round. The Johnson was the colored champion at that time, so he continued to claim the championship because it was a disqualification. Now, after Johnson became the first African American heavyweight champion, you know, this was the real. This wasn't a colored belt. This was the, you know, the real heavyweight championship belt, right? After he got that on December 26, 1908. He had the world color championship belt at that time, right? But he vacated it. Okay. And Joe Jeanette fought Sam McVeigh for that title in Paris on February 20th, 1909. Okay. And Sam McVeigh beat him. But Jeanette later got it back in a fight that lasted 49 rounds, April 17th. Of that same year in Paris, and for a purse of $6,000, which is equivalent to about $200,000 nowadays, right? 6,000 was like 200,000 nowadays. Okay. Now Sam Langford claimed the title during Jeanette's reign, after Jack Johnson refused to defend the world heavyweight title against him. Now, Jack Johnson should be ashamed of himself because he had the colored heavyweight title. He was one of the ones that the white champions wouldn't fight at first, right? But then he gets the opportunity and gets the real world heavyweight title, then he stopped fighting black fighters, okay? Yeah. So, yeah. My view of Jack Johnson goes down a lot because of that. And, you know, he went through the same thing. He had to fight for the colored heavyweight championship. Then once he got the real world heavyweight championship, he stopped fighting black fighters. Ain't that crazy? But that's what happened. Now, Johnson, like I said, he fought Joe Jeanette 7 times before he got the real world heavyweight championship. But once he got it, he never fought Jeanette, right? Despite Jeanette challenging him numerous times. And he also avoided Langford, who he also fought while he was colored heavyweight champion, right? Yeah, I don't like you no more, Jack Johnson. And he beat Sam Langford severely when he was the colored heavyweight champion. So he probably knew he could beat him, but he had that other belt, you know, and Tex Rickard probably was in his ear. He couldn't fight black fighters, right? Because, you know, a lot of times for the color championship, they would go overseas and fight. Now, toward the end of Jack Johnson's career, there were reports that he had agreed to fight Langford. I hope this is not offending anyone. This is just history. I'm the box historian, so this is just part of history. And I cover all history, so, you know, there's just nothing meant by this. Just more history, that's all. Okay. So, near the end of Jack Johnson's reign, there were reports that he agreed to fight Sam Langford for the real world heavyweight title in Paris, but it never happened. Okay, never happened. Now, guess what? Get this. You're not gonna believe this. After Jack Johnson got beat and lost the world heavyweight championship, guess what he did? He went back and forth for the colored heavyweight championship. Yeah, Jack Johnson, I really don't like you no more. The man had the colored heavyweight championship. Then they gave him the chance to fight for the world heavyweight championship that wasn't available to most black fighters. Jack Johnson won that. Then he stopped fighting black fighters, right? Then when he got his ass beat for the world heavyweight championship, he gonna go back and fight black fighters then. Yeah, I don't like you, Jack Johnson, at all, man, at all. That's a trip, ain't it? So Jack Johnson goes back fighting for the colored heavyweight championship again. Now, because great fighters of the era were barred from fighting for the heavyweight championship because of racism, Johnson's refusal to fight African Americans offended the African American community. It's offending me right now. And that's like 100, 200 years ago. But anyway, Johnson's refusal to fight African Americans offended the African American community. You know why? Because he was in the same position at one time. He had the colored heavyweight championship. So he should have known better. But I guess he really couldn't, because they probably would have stripped him or something, you know. But it offended the African American community, since the opportunity to fight top white boxers was rare. The African American community fight, since a black fighter had that coveted title, they thought black fighters was going to start getting the opportunity. But Jack Johnson still would not give it to him. You know, he still wouldn't give it to him. Okay. That's why the black community was offended by the way he carried it. Now, Joe Jeanette said about Jack Johnson, Jack forgot about his old friends after he became champion. And then he started drawing color line against his own people. That's what Joe Jeanette said about him. Yeah. And he was right. He was 100% right. Yeah. Yeah, so Jack Johnson, man, that was a trip. But that was the colored heavyweight championship, you know, which was the belt that only belt that was available to African American fighters in the late 1800s, early 1900s, right? And then Jack Johnson, you can't say he broke the color line because he once he got the World Heavyweight Championship, he did the same thing the white fighters were doing. So, and then when he lost the World Heavyweight title, he went back to fighting for the colored heavyweight title. Damn, Jack. Okay. But yeah, that's some more information for everybody. I hope that, like I said, I hope nobody was offended by that. That's just history, you know. It happened, so you know, it's just I reported. It's boxing history, okay. But that's all. Yeah. Let's look at this here. Guy named Peter Jackson. Had boxing during slavery too, and what happened was a slave could actually win his freedom through boxing. You know, they would go from plantation to plantations had their champions, and if you went over there, you know, and you know the masters and everybody would bet. People would come from put the Sunday best on and come from everywhere around to see these fights. And over a period of time, you won your master enough money, stuff in these fights, you could earn your freedom. Do that, yeah. I'm gonna have to cover that one day too. Yeah. But I thought that was pretty interesting. I had that as a backup plan in case my profiles run short or something, you know. Did anybody enjoy that? Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to get this other thing for you. Peter Jackson. Yeah, I get it when I don't want it, but now that I want it, I can't get it. What's his name? Yeah, but everybody ready for the fights tomorrow? And remember, next week the profile is the Hitman, Thomas Hearn. Not you. How did I get that to come up? I might just drop the link in case anybody want to come chop it up. That's what I'll do now. Okay. I'm going to put the link in there. We got a little time left of the show today. Hope everybody enjoyed the thing on Ricardo Lopez. And the colored heavyweight belt. I gotta find my notebook so I can put the link in. Oh, there it is, right in front of my face. Yeah, we got Richardson Hitchens tomorrow. Gustavo Lemos. Should be a good contest. No title on the line. We got a women's title fight though for the vacant belt dropped by Amanda Serrano. You know, she dropped the WBC because Mauricio wouldn't sanction the 12 3-minute rounds for the women. So Amanda just dropped it. She kept the other 3. Yes. Here comes the link. Oh, she kept the other 3. Here comes the link. Gotta be quiet for a minute. Anybody want to come up and chop it up, chop it down? Come on down. We got about 30 minutes. The Voice is up next. Just do boxing. The Voice of the Streets. Coming up next. I'm gonna take you right up to his doorstep. And then we're going on up in there and listen to him build and build and build. You know how the Voice do it. JBT member too. Yeah, just do boxing. Oh yeah, we got some big ones in here. Oh, okay. You too, Dre. Glad you stopped by. Always good to see Dre Finest in the building. think that's right. No, that's not right. That's the wrong day, man. Today is the 5th. Here it is. That link ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. This one will, though. Coming. Just 8. Copy and paste. There it is. It's in there. Anybody want to come chop it up? Come chop it up. It says you dig. Yeah, Dre. Glad you stopped by today. The Ricardo Lopez. The colored belt. Oh no, that's not right. Sorry. How did that happen? Oh my God. We're gonna get it. Don't everybody leave. We're gonna get it. Okay, this is it this time. Come on, man. Okay. Link in. Okay. There we go. Yeah. All right. So we're going to continue the decade show next week with the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And the 60s was a great decade in boxing. Muhammad Ali came on the scene. He beat that big bad bear up, Sonny Liston. In the second fight, he beat him, but that was the phantom punch, remember? People sitting in it, they saw Sonny Liston go down and out, but people sitting in the front row didn't see the punch. They put him down and out, right? Ali standing there telling him, get up. Ali knew he didn't hit him. And Jersey Joe Walcott refereed that fight, but he never refereed another fight after that. But it was nothing he did. I mean, if Liston took a dive, Jersey Joe Walcott didn't have anything to do with it. And that fight was a perfect example of how the timekeeper works, because Jersey Joe never started counting, right? But Sonny was counted out. Sonny tried to get up and continue fighting or something. Yeah, tried to get up and continue fighting. And the fight was over because the timekeeper counted him out, right? That's how it's supposed to work, you know? The timekeeper starts to count while the referee is getting the fight over to where he's supposed to be, and then he picks it up from the timekeeper. And that worked out perfectly. Yeah. Sonny was counted out by the timekeeper. But nowadays, boxing is all over the place. And we're 2 weeks away from Devin and Ryan tomorrow, right? Ryan's gonna make it. Everybody thought he was going crazy and wasn't gonna make the fight. Yeah, Ryan's gonna make it and be there. And wouldn't it be something if he wins? Wouldn't it be something? If Ryan pulls it off. Wow. I don't think so, but possibility. Ryan might have been fooling everybody. Over there training hard, not smoking marijuana or anything, you know? Come in there and light Devin up. I doubt it. But you never know. Pitbull is now a champion. Just like Rolly. I think he's the weak link at 140. What y'all think about that? Can Pitbull beat Matias or Devin or Tio? He's calling them out. But Matias got a fight coming up. I think it's June. He's fighting, I can't think of the guy's name right now. Of course, Devin got one coming up in like 2 weeks. He's fighting Ryan Garcia at the Barclays. Remo's going do it. Remo said he can't wait to get up in the building to see Devin and Ryan. Yep. Don't forget, Just Do Boxing follows me at 4. Then Jay Hardcore follows him again with the Friday night hangout tonight. Ryan's podcast closes down at 8 o'clock. That's how we doing it over here. The JBT. Just boxing talk. Where Beard Knuckles at? He came in Jay's chat. How come he didn't come to mine? I'm not mad at him. He knew that Beard Knuckles too. That young brother knew that. Boy, that would have been good. He put me down with it. Yeah. That would have been great to have Beard Knuckles up in the lineup talking at Beard Knuckles. Oh yeah. I brought you up. What's that?
Yes, sir. Oh man. Chilling.
On your mind.
Chilling.
There. Okay. You like to enjoy the show today?
Yes, sir. You remember the last fight that you had suggested was a Ricardo Lopez fight?
Yeah, it was. I think it was Vicendo Alvarez.
Yep, Vicendo Alvarez.
You did that one too, didn't you? I missed it. Yeah. Okay.
That was a damn good fight too.
Yeah, it was. That was the split decision, right? Or was it the draw?
I can't remember the result, but the action was fantastic, man.
Yeah, 105. Did you see those three names?
The action was fantastic.
Did you see those names yesterday? They all old ones from like the 40s though. I think they were at lightweight. Bo Jack, Ike Williams, and Bob Montgomery. They had a series of fights. Them three did.
Where you want from me, sir?
Back in the 40s, yeah.
Can I eat my berries in peace?
He wants some. Or is that
my
a
cat?
Yeah.
Just the boy. His sister's somewhere. I got two of them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got one.
This is Tux and Oreo. Yeah. Okay. Because he's a tuxedo cat. He got the white splash in the middle.
I saw that, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what tactics they employ for that Ryan Garcia Devin Haney fight.
Oh yeah, yeah. We don't have long. What you think about it? What's your thoughts on it?
I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued. Like we were breaking down that Ali Norton. Sometimes the guy who's the superior talent, there's a way in which that you can stymie what he does best if you have a great game plan.
Yeah, yeah. Norton
and
did
Ryan
that.
is a solid talent himself. So
yes, he is.
It's not outside of the realm of possibility.
I think he was getting ready all the time. All of the other stuff that was going on. I think Ryan was in there training, getting ready for this fight.
Oh yeah, I've heard some things about him running while he was on live and talking the entire time and going for over an hour straight. So apparently he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
But what is he going to do tactically? That's what I'm curious to see.
That's the thing. He's bigger. He's a bigger guy too, right? Than Devin. Ryan is.
Yeah, by a slight margin.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is also interesting because Devin typically enjoys the size advantage.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was
thinking. Most of those fights.
Yep. This be the first time in a while.
Tux, can you move, please?
Who would you like to see Pitbull fight next, eh?
Anybody. He's excited. Yeah, he's excited.
Yeah.
He's excited.
I hope it's somebody good. One of the other champions. But Devin and Matias.
We ain't gonna turn that down.
No. Matias, who is Matias fighting? I can't think of it right now. He got
Liam Paro.
Yeah, that's who it is. Liam Paro,
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's coming up.
He looked pretty good in his last fight too.
Paro. Who was that again?
Did you catch that one? He fought Montana Love.
Yeah, Montana Love. Yeah, I saw that. Yes, he did.
Liam Paro looked pretty good.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that. Yeah. Yes, he did.
I don't know what that means in relation to Subriel Matias, but
I know.
in that fight, he looked pretty good. So we should be in for a treat.
Yeah.
Let's see if it pans out the way the last couple of Matias fights have panned out. Because Jeremiah Ponce, he did a pretty good job early on, but then somewhere around the third or the fourth, things just changed and it went downhill, and it went downhill fast, real fast.
Sure did, yeah. But he was doing okay, especially that first.
He was.
Round. He was piecing Matias up, and
Ergashev had a pretty good 2 rounds or so.
Yeah.
Then it just
Matias,
things just changed.
Turn it on. When he turns it on, he turns it on. And everything changes fast, immediately. Toward
Do you think it's the mental pressure that gets to these guys? Because it's crazy just seeing it. Because Ergashev is no pushover, and the guy is a pretty good puncher too, especially at that weight.
I think that's part of it. The mental part. Yeah, I think so. And that left hand.
I've hit this guy with everything, and he's still coming forward. And
I saw them lefts. He was hitting Matias, that straight left. I seen him drop plenty of people with that Ergashev, man.
Oh yeah,
this is a knockout punch there, but Matias act like he wasn't even paying no attention to it, you know.
Great poker face, that guy Matias.
Yeah. Ergashev said it. Didn't he say his legs or something was hurting? Wow.
I thought that straight left was going to be effective throughout, because I remember watching the media workout when he was working with what's my guy's name from Detroit, from the Kronk gym? Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill, yeah.
And the pad work they were doing, there seemed to be a great deal of emphasis on that straight left hand. So when he brought it to the fight, I was like, okay, this is showing up. And then he had a nice stab to the body too, a straight left to the body that stopped Matias in his tracks, and he doubled over momentarily.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then it wasn't interesting. After that, it went downhill.
That's how Matias fights. They just change fast. I don't know what it is. I think mental pressure is part of it. But Matias turns it up.
I'd like to look at him under a microscope too, and because from a little bit that I was watching, I think his defense and his skill set is a little bit better than what he's given credit for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll say this though, he appears to be somebody who's well aware of what he possesses.
Yeah, he
kind of
is.
like Better Biev, because I watched the interview with Better Biev and or Beterbiev, however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
And he was saying that a lot of times, you know, he'll actually let the other fighter build their confidence by getting shots off.
Right.
And
that's interesting.
Because he knows he has that type of power. If he just comes and he's pressing, the other guy is likely going to get on his bike and try to survive.
Yeah.
And the one thing is everybody's vulnerable when they're punching. So it's like if you allow the guy to, now he's not moving as much, he's setting his feet and he's throwing shots. Right. You got him right where you want him.
That's right. That's a good point. Yeah.
And you don't catch bees with vinegar.
What do you think about that fight? But Beterbiev and Bivol.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. That's
probably the fight I'm most excited for this year.
Yeah, that's a classic there.
I'm most excited for that fight.
Very interesting to see how that plays out, you know.
If you had asked me a couple years ago, I probably would have thought it would have been a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
For Bivol to just box his ears off.
Yeah.
But then leading up to the Callum Smith fight, I did a deep dive on my guy Arthur, and man, he is terrific. He is terrific. He's got like really good balance. I like the way he utilizes his footwork. I like his punch selection. His defense is actually pretty crafty when he employs it. So
yeah.
And I'm just terrified for Bivol, man. Just terrified.
Wow. I don't know.
I am.
Bivol might be able to stay away from him and turn him and keep him at a distance and do his thing for 12 rounds, you know?
That's a tall task for 12 rounds, though.
Yeah, I know that's the thing.
That's a tall task.
Yeah.
And I think that the gap between them, as far as like boxing acumen is concerned, I don't think it's that vast. No, it's not one of those. It's not one of those situations where Beterbiev is just this guy that just comes forward and he just throws punches. This guy can actually box.
Yeah.
I would give him the edge on the inside too. I think that their boxing skills are it's a toss up for me, because you could argue that Bivol is, you can argue that he has the edge from the outside,
right?
But I've seen Beterbiev box pretty damn good on the outside. Like I was just rewatching that Callum Smith fight, and he was doing a lot of pull counters. Like he step in range, and Smith, that guy's got some long arms, man. He's got some length, so he get him the jab, and then he just hop right out of range by like this much, and the jab falls just short, and then he's countering over the top with the left hand or countering over the top with the right hand. I'm like, man, that makes things. In the fight that he just had with Callum Smith.
Oh, Callum Smith. Oh yeah, that one, the last one. Yeah,
I was watching that. I said, man, it's like this guy got some dimensions to him. It's like when he want to use his feet, he can use them very well. And we know Bivol's got excellent feet. But the thing that I'm thinking about, and it doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to come to fruition, but Bivol fights in such a rhythm. I think that if he doesn't change it up, or sometimes just break rhythm, I think he could put himself in a position where he can get countered by something serious. And we all know from that guy, he's got 100% KO ratio, so it only takes one.
Yeah, he got that for
him to change the complexion of the fight. And Lonnie B talked about that, man. He talked about sparring with Arthur, and Arthur counted over the top. He timed him, counted over the top of his jab, and he said it felt like he was taking off on an airplane. He said that's what the man's power felt like. You know, when you're getting pulled back into your seat on the takeoff. He said that's what it felt like.
Damn. Yeah, one could do it at 100% KO rate. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Revolve rhythm could get him in trouble. Revolve might catch him. Like
against him in particular.
We'll take one from him. Yeah.
Against Arthur in particular, because I think that most guys they don't have enough to match him as far as like the footwork and the timing is concerned.
Yeah, everybody don't have that one punch that can turn the whole fight around either.
That too.
But Arthur definitely has it.
He has it. And Bivol packs a pretty nice punch too.
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing with him is like commitment. And that's the thing. It's like if you committing with Arthur, that also means that you're putting yourself in a position to possibly be countered too.
Harm's way, yeah. That's when is that? June?
It was supposed to be June 1st. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we got
that should be a terrific fight.
Yeah, boxing is looking good. We got Fury and Usyk.
I'm excited about that too.
Now they got a rematch clause, right? Either way.
You see the way what's the name is looking too? Fury's looking like he's taking himself very seriously this go around. He's not leaving any stones unturned. So I'm excited to see what he looks to employ too, because you know the past couple of fights, at least since the Wilder fight, he's really leaned on his physicality. Like in that second fight especially, like, oh man, he was just pressing my guy Deontay.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out to the Bronze Bomber.
It made a difference too. Yeah,
because that first fight he was like super heavy on the back foot and just boxing from range. But in that second fight, when he decided to press him, like he fought like a 6'9", 280-pound guy. Like he fought like he knew he was a big guy. But he looks very slim and trim. For this fight with Usyk, I'm looking at him. I said, "Man, like I can't remember seeing Tyson Fury this slim. Maybe early in his career when he still had hair on his head." But and we already know Usyk is a consummate professional too.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah,
Fury, he looks like he's taking this one serious. He's supposed to end up 1-1 after the fights. We got to have a trilogy then, don't we?
Yeah.
Can't just stop there.
I would say so. Hey, if that happens, turn it into a trilogy.
Yeah, and you know the Saudis, they're gonna get that trilogy out of them.
Hey, either way, we win.
That's right.
We win.
Either way. Yeah, that could happen.
My guy Angelo sent me a couple clips though. There's one thing in particular that I did notice with Fury, and I'm wondering if Usyk will be able to exploit it, especially with his footwork, because you know he's quick and light on his feet. I think that he'd be able to close the distance. But Tyson Fury, if you go look at the several times that he's touched the canvas, it was from an overhand right. Okay. Because he, you know, when he jabs, he uses the up jab, where like a lot of guys, you know, I guess fundamentally you jab from up here. But he keeps that lead hand low, and then he, you know, flicks it up, uses the up jab. So a couple of times where he's got cracked over the top with a right hand, he was using a jab, and then, you know, he's a little slow on the recoil, and then boom. So you time that jab, come right over the top of that right hand, and I mean come right over the top of that lead hand. I'm curious to see if Usyk looks to take advantage of that, and then I'm also curious to see if Tyson Fury looks to exploit Usyk to the body.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. Probably will.
Yeah, man. It's a great fight. What are your thoughts about tomorrow's fight? Richardson Hitchens and Gustavo Lemos. Have you seen any of Lemos?
No, not at all. Not at all. Have you seen him?
I saw quite a bit. I actually started watching some stuff yesterday on Daily Motion, and I watched a little bit of him on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that this is a real
I don't
this
know
is a fight where I think that Richardson Hitchison, I would give him the hands down. I think that he's, you know, more fundamentally sound.
What kind
But
of
I think
style does Lemos hit? The other guy, Lemos?
a little bit of traditional boxing,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that he looks a tad bit explosive too, because that fight that he had with Lee Selby was like pretty close until, you know, he found the opening. But the one thing that I was, because Richardson Hitchison has a great jab, right? I was noticing that early on in that fight, Lemos, like the way that he was looking to take away Lee Selby's jab, he was in like somewhat of a shell and trying to catch it like this, kind of like that old school style, catch it with the rear hand up like this.
Right.
But he didn't really have that chin tuck. So quite a few times he was getting hit over the top with right hands. He did make the adjustment. He went into the high guard. But then I think that in the high guard, that's difficult because now, you know, if you go to look to take away the jab, I think that Hitchens has the skill and he has the intellect to be able to read that, and boom, now it's right hands over the top. But then you go to the high guard and now that jab is so sharp, I think he'll be able to find a home for it. So I'm curious to see what his jab defense looks like against Richardson Hitchens. That for me will determine how much success he has in the fight, because Richardson Hitchens has a damn good jab.
Yeah.
And he's like, what, 5'10", something like that? Pretty good reach.
Around in there.
Good at staying on the outside.
Oh, yeah, he fights good for him out there. You haven't seen too much of Selby at all, though. I mean, not Selby, the
Lemos, yeah. No, he's solid, though. He's solid. Yeah. That's probably the most notable guy that he's fought, at least from what I've seen on his resume. And Lee Selby's a pretty damn good fighter himself, too. So, you know, credit to Lemos, man. He did his thing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch that one before tomorrow. Let's see what they're about. They got a nice women's championship fight on the card, too. I like that Sky Nicholson. Yeah. She has a nice jab. You ever see her fight?
I have.
Good, man. Wow.
The ladies have been, man, they've been on fire, man.
I know.
And it's really been growing. It's really been growing, the ladies, the sport, especially like, because I remember like watching women's boxing as a kid, and I wasn't really too crazy about it because it was just a whole bunch of like, they just throwing hands, they just scrapping.
Yeah.
But now you're seeing these women, man, and their fundamentals are so damn sharp. Like I love me some Ramla Ali. I love Ramla Ali. I really like Gabby Fundora, Sebastian's sister. I like her a lot. Of course, the GOAT, Clarissa Shields.
Too, man, you know, the women now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They've been doing it, man. They've been fantastic. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm excited to see that now.
Yeah.
Sky Nicholson.
That's I think Pacheco I think he's the co-main. He's fighting. I forgot who was fighting just that fast. Diego.
Oh, Diego?
Undefeated though, yeah. 2 undefeated guy. He's fighting another guy that's undefeated.
Awesome.
I forgot who it was just that quick. But it should be a good fight. That's the co-main. The whole card is pretty good. Mark Castro is on there. Yeah. Oh yeah. I know it's
a nice card.
Yeah, it is. And like you were saying, you have to. What you said, have to check that box record. Something. There's always fights going on somewhere.
Somewhere, right? They had something going on the other morning, man, in Russia. It was like at 2-3 in the morning. Them guys was getting it in, and it was a live event. Did you catch the Golden Boy card last night that they had on YouTube?
No.
They had they have Golden Boy has Thursday night fights now, like how we get the but it's the like we get, what is it?
Pro
Box every other week.
Yeah.
The week where Pro Box is off.
Okay.
Golden Boy is on, but it's on Thursday night.
Perfect. Yeah. So that's every week then. I
Pretty
didn't know
much.
that. What are they like?
Yeah.
Young fighters, prospects, or something?
Some of them are young fighters. Some of them are guys that are looking to come back. Because when they had the inaugural Thursday night fights, they had, what's my guy's name? I'm drawing a blank, and I was pissed too because I remember he beat my guy because I love me some Tevin Farmer. Shout out to Tevin Farmer.
Oh yeah.
Jojo Diaz. They had Jojo Diaz.
Okay.
Yeah, but he headlined the inaugural Thursday night fight. He had a pretty damn good fight. But
that was okay. So, yeah, I saw that
couple weeks ago. But they had one last night too.
That's every other Thursday though.
If I'm not mistaken, if it's not every other Thursday, it's at least once a month on Thursday.
Yeah, I saw that one. JoJo lost, right? Yeah.
Yeah, JoJo lost.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check for that then.
Yeah, Sanchez did look good last night. There was a guy, man. He landed a wicked body shot, man. Mm-hmm. I said, damn, when he gets back to the dressing room, he's gonna have to check his drawers because that's that type of body shot that'll make you soil yourself.
Right.
That what he got hit with, like, yo, my guy could not move. He was
I didn't know that was on last night. Wow.
Yeah. It was on during the hangout.
Okay.
It started at 8 p.m. if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because I saw the one when JoJo headlined it. Yeah, I saw that one. I think I talked about it on here that day because that was the same week as it was another. Was that the week of Shaqy fought that Friday? No, it was Shaqy. It was he fought Abraham Nova, remember? Wasn't that the same week?
I believe so. I can't remember.
Yeah, the day before that. Okay.
I know I watched the fight.
Yeah. They hadn't been that long ago. Then they had another one.
It wasn't.
Wow.
Yep.
That's something to look forward to.
The headliners was Tito Sanchez and Eric Ruiz.
Okay, last night. Yeah.
Last night. I'm gonna drop the link in the Western for you if you want to check it out. I don't know, but it was like the program was almost 3 hours, so they had quite a few. They had quite a few fights on there.
I'm gonna have to look out for that then.
Yep, I got to get the exact schedule for that because I'm like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah, Thursday night.
Yep.
Give
us something to look forward to.
Yeah. Yeah. Pro Box is coming around again next week.
Yep. I'm excited for that. I haven't seen the card yet for that. Have you?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Got to check their schedule.
Yeah. I've been trying to pull them up. Sometimes I can't get them to come up. You got to work at it.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought it was just me. I was over here feeling like I was inept with my
the work to get those Pro Box, even like almost
with
like
my Pro Box navigation skills.
You got to go at it.
Right.
I'm serious.
I was struggling last time because it kept showing me the previous cards. I'm like, where's the one that's coming on?
Right.
Next?
That's how they do it. They show the ones that they already had. Yeah. Yep. Then they might show the main event.
Angelo Leo back on there. They have it up here right now. He's fighting Eduardo Baez. Yep. On the 10th.
Okay. Yep, that's next week. Okay. Yeah.
Angelo Leo is 21-0. I mean 23-1.
I think he's
Eduardo Baez is 23-5.
Yeah,
in the co-main they got Gomez and Ariano, and Gomez is 9-0. Ariano is 11-1. So that's good matchmaking.
You know who he lost to?
I remember seeing that fight. I can't remember who it was though.
It was Cool Boy, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah. Because I think Leo might have had a title at that time.
Yes, it was Cool Boy. Yeah, it was for the WBO.
Right. Yeah, that was his only loss. So that ain't bad,
No, not at all, man. That's nothing to sneeze at. Cool Boy is a dog, man. So
yeah,
a loss to him. There's no shame in that. I mean, look at the only guy that Cool Boy lost to.
Yep.
Monster Inoue. So, and he was in there with Daniel Roman and Brandon Figueroa, and you know what I mean. So,
yeah, Leo been looking good though. No.
Yeah, he has.
The 3 times I've seen him like twice since the Cool Boy loss. He
Did you see Nicholas Walters on Pro Box last week though?
Yeah, I saw Nicholas. I saw that one.
I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah. I am not gonna lie to you. I didn't have any expectations. I didn't think like I tried to go into that fight with no expectations. I didn't want to just go into it thinking like the guy was just gonna just get blown out of the water or anything like that. But I was talking about it with Just Do. I'm like, man, I just really didn't have any expectations for him. I didn't know what to expect. I'm like,
yeah.
But man,
Adorno,
I was pleasantly surprised.
Didn't he fight Adorno, right?
For Adorno.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicholas he's on the way back too. Yeah, you never know who you might not see on Pro Box, man. I tell people they sleeping on it. It's
starting to grow in popularity though, because each time I look at the live stream, the viewership is going up and up and up. So they're trending in the right direction.
And people like their announcers too. I like the way Paulie and the other guy and Chris Algieri.
Chris Algieri. I love Chris Algieri.
Yeah.
Chris Algieri's my guy, man.
They call exactly what's happening in the ring.
Super knowledgeable. Which reminds me, I got to see if I can find a copy of his cookbook, because he's also a nutritionist. Yeah, Chris Algieri's also a nutritionist.
I think I heard that. You might have told me that before. Yeah, I didn't know.
If you look at him on Instagram, that's like pretty much all he posts. His food looks terrific too. Like this dude be making flank steaks and salmons and all types of stuff. I'm like, man, this dude could really cook. Chris Algieri.
Okay, I'm gonna check him out. Don't send me that link though from last night, Ant, when you get a chance.
Okay, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to your phone.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Hey, Cat Sports, I appreciate you. Oh no, I just want to tell you that I appreciate you.
Okay.
Thank you for all you do.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming up.
Keeping on, putting up the good work and holding down the fort. But now we know it's time for the voice. My God, Just Do.
We're gonna get another Cadger's Corner. You don't know yet? I've been missing them lately.
I don't know, man. I was thinking about maybe doing something. Maybe tonight, or maybe in between. Maybe in between just doing the hangout, so we could just take a quick look at Lemos.
I'll be looking for it because I don't get notifications.
Take a quick look at it. Oh no, I haven't even really been on it like that. I've been just everywhere else. So
I really
you haven't missed anything.
Yeah,
no.
Because I had a couple suggestions, but I'll tell you about them. I know the last
one. Yes, please do.
I missed it. Remember, I made the suggestion and missed the breakdown. But I appreciate you, Ant, coming up.
Appreciate you too.
Finish it off.
All right, folks.
Ant McQueen, everybody. Casual's Corner. And we're going to put another Cat Sports in the history books. Another week, really. Don't forget, the next week is the Hitman, Thomas Hearns. Don't forget Monday, the 60s. Muhammad Ali came around. We had that great run at the Olympics. Ali in 60, Frazier 64, Big George 68. But now it's time for the voice. He's probably already in progress. I'm going on over. Everybody have a great weekend. But I'll see y'all at the voice in the hangout on the rise. Okay? Everybody have a great weekend. And a great rest of your Friday. This is Cat Sports. See y'all Monday at 2:00. Wait a minute. I didn't do something. Justin James, hashtag JBT. Wrong page. I'm on the wrong page. Bear with me. Gotta do my roll call. Today is the 5th, right? Okay, here we go. Melanin Queen 27. Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. Dre Finest is in the building today. BN Boxing News. Remo, hashtag Let's Talk Fashion, hashtag JBT. E-Class. Hope you enjoyed the show, E-Class. Hope you come back. Mike Grimm, Ant McQueen, Just Do Boxing. Showtime, The Guy Passed. Mike Mason, Justin James. This cast, hashtag JBT. Once again, appreciate Ant McQueen for coming up. Finish the show off. Don't miss the State's Casuals Corner. Maybe one later today. Just do progress. Just LIVESTREAM boxing already in the card ready. You're over there. Be back Monday at 2. Gas Sport.